the thing. Here's the question I have for you. Do you perceive me as screaming all the time?
You know,
Everybody thinks
I just want to I want to answer this by telling you I can't hear for shit. You can ask my every
so
single.
It works for you.
Well, yes and no, right? Because so I have tinnitus ringing at all times, right? And I can't hear for shit because of working on the flight lines.
You get one of the tetanus
and
shots.
I still think you're loud.
Okay.
So that's
not good.
No,
that's not good.
Yeah.
What do you think the deafness? Why do you think you have the deafness? Why do you think you have? Why do you think
fucking
you can?
working with you, bro?
Oh, come on.
You just toss them up there for me.
You know,
man.
I always used to blame it on many years working in very loud, busy hospitality establishments is why I'm so loud. But that's not. It's a fucking lie. I've been this loud since day one.
Yeah.
My father's loud. I think I just was raised in a loud environment. And frankly, I can't tell how loud I am. I cannot discern the tone of my own voice. There are many times where I feel like I really am like whispering and people are like, you're screaming at me right now. And
do you think that it could be just genetic? Like
I think about that too. Like I have a booming voice just because
you're built to be an orator.
I guess maybe.
Orator.
Maybe my father has that big thunderous voice. His mother did too. So
is he
I don't
tall?
know.
Is your dad big?
He's not, but he's girthy. He's got a girthy German sort of build. You know, he's thick. You know,
like he used to take fucking gallons of Madeira to the face.
He looks like
he
looks like he has been just consuming a steady diet of like Campbell's Chunky, like donuts and Old Milwaukee. That's like the only three things.
Honestly,
like cartons of milk. You know,
honestly, that sounds like a guy you want to have a beer with.
He's got forearms, like forearms.
Right?
Have you ever noticed that? There's like a line of demarcation where it's like, oh, are you older than 50? Oh, you have forearms that could cut down a tree. You could just swing them at something.
He was like, before I went to college, I worked in a factory.
Yeah, oh, he did. He did.
It's not even a joke. I nailed
it was a steel factory.
I nailed it.
He
was 11 years old.
He had to hitchhike to work. It was a very
3 miles both ways.
Very different sort of experience. I want you to tell me a story about your travels.
Okay. Oh hell yeah.
And then we can start the show.
I went to Lake Raystown, Pennsylvania.
That's a place?
It's a man-made lake, and every year
Lake Raystown.
Yeah.
Not Lake Redner, right? Also in Pennsylvania.
No, why would I?
I didn't know if maybe they changed the name. I don't know.
No, not
Raystown.
This is the first name lake.
How do you spell that?
Raysto.
Really?
It's first name lake.
It's okay.
Bro. Ray owned it. He was like, he owned the land.
Well, he owned the town.
And he was like, all we got to do is dig out right down there in the valley and dam up that river.
This is in PA.
Yeah, it's in PA. It's basically like just kissing the Poconos. You know, like you're not in them yet.
Beautiful area.
Like, it's beautiful. I love it.
Beautiful area,
yeah. So we did that, and this was the first year I had a good trip. Amanda's family's been going there for 22 years. This is the first year that I experienced Raystown as a good time.
Why is that?
I slept in a cabin, not a tent.
You're not a
No.
You're not a camping guy?
I knew you were going to say some shit like...
You're not a camping guy.
I knew you were going to say some shit like you're not a camping guy.
You can be whatever you want to be.
No. That's not who I am.
This couch is a safe
I've
place.
Slept in the open air.
I'm sure you have.
I've slept out in the middle of nowhere.
Goddamn Marine.
Hell yeah, I am. Semper fucking Fi, folks. Semper Fi. So I've slept in the open air. I love camping. You know what I don't love? I don't love camping at a park with a bunch of other people. Like that to me is a really cheap hotel room. That's a hotel room that I've
Okay, I'm actually starting to get behind this, guys. So you're saying like if you and we go hiking on the Appalachian Trail and we're just out in the wilderness, and then all of a sudden we decide to put camp down one night, that's fine. That's real camping. But if we're gonna just set up in one of the like Yogi Bear National Park, campgrounds where there's like one bathhouse and a bunch of little trailer slots, that's not really your speed.
No offense, like it's not that that's bad or anything or a bad spend of time.
It better not be. That's my childhood.
It's just not like the nature. Like I'm not like, oh, let me have a peaceful week in nature around 1,000 people at a welcome center. And so, I mean, it was great though. I had a blast. I had AC. I slept in a nice little loft like a kid again.
Hell yeah.
And I stole some plants on the way out. You know,
That's
me.
cool.
You
That's
know
cool.
me.
And
I love my plants, but I got to keep it thorough.
Frankly, considering the heat, I'm happy that you were in a cabin as well. People are, this is dying in a tent weather out here.
When a country is 2/3 obese and you hit a heat wave, boy, that's a quick way for population decline.
I used to go camping in the Catskills every year. We used to go to Catskill Chill.
Can you tell me where the Catskills are in the world? Like, what are the Catskills?
The Catskills are the Poconos of another state. It's just, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that tells me everything I need to know. I feel
the Catskills and the Poconos are neighbors. So all you got to do to
are they mountains or are they lakes? Like, I thought the Catskills were lakes.
So no, the Catskills is just a section of the Appalachians, as are the Poconos. They're part of the same exact mountain range.
Look, dude, I'm a smart guy, and I don't know why geography never took hold for me.
I can't explain it to you. I am not a particularly smart person. I am more just a guy with a booming voice that likes to tell stories. But one area where I feel incredibly, incredibly smart is geography.
Watched one documentary on Constantinople.
The center of the world. All right, folks, let's get it started. Welcome to Brotosynthesis. I am Steve.
And I am Casey.
And we are just two Baltimore boys and business partners cutting it up about life, sports, and whatever else we find interesting. Casey, my man, 60 days and counting to the 2025 NFL season. I think I speak for everybody when I say I'm rock hard right now.
It's less than that for preseason. For
sure. Yeah. Preseason. And if we, for all of our college football stands, which aren't as many,
what? No.
I was going to say in Maryland.
In the South, bro.
In Maryland. Maryland doesn't really follow a lot of college football, but college football is king for so many people. It's king for me too.
Now that they can make money, I bet that's going to change a little bit with the rest of the world. I bet we turn into a more, because the athletes are going to get better if your school's better.
No.
I'm telling you.
No.
Bro, so you don't even see the future like I do, okay?
So I actually wrote my law school dissertation on this exact issue.
Can I tell you just one?
I'm not trying to big time you.
No, you don't have to big time me. I just see corollaries between the NIL, all that stuff happening, and then like soccer, football.
Let's talk about it real quick.
Football academies in other countries. I feel like there's a lot of.
So let's talk about it real quick.
Professionalizing of these sports younger and younger does make for higher quality play, right?
100%. But here's the misnomer. No, here's the misnomer.
Yeah, tell me.
We already have that infrastructure. Nothing is actually changing. The top 1% of college football and basketball recruits go to a very select group of schools. They go to the schools with the biggest football budgets.
You got to identify that 1% at a young age.
Let me finish. The biggest football budgets, the best facilities, the people that have boosters that have been glad handing behind the scenes for years, right? Nothing is actually changing in college football. All that's happening is the dirty that was behind the scenes is coming in front, and schools are getting to make a decision of, do we want our school identity, our budget, our spend to be on football and basketball? That's it, right? As a revenue driver. Okay. That's the first thing. So the talent is already getting developed like it is in Europe, right? Yeah. Where we have, 7-on-7 academies, and we have all these like specialty football camps that feed into very specific college football programs. Like Alabama is going to continue to be Alabama. Oregon's going to continue to be Oregon. Florida's going to continue to be Florida. Yeah. You will see some schools on the fringes of like the top 60 or 70 kind of get in there just because they have boosters that want to spend money to be competitive. But there's a couple things happening in the landscape. Number one, we are in the age of volatility. Anytime you go from a controlled market to a free market, right? In any regard, doesn't matter what industry, you have a period of volatility. And what'll happen is people will overpay. There will be a lot of illegality, and it'll even its way out. When I looked at this issue back in 2016, when I was at UB, the biggest glaring thing about the problem with the NCAA and qualifying student athletes as students and not employees was how different football and basketball operate from everybody else. The budgets, the time constraints, right?
For sure.
It's just a different, it's a totally different sport, really. It's a totally different business that these people are playing. Now, women's basketball has kind of gotten into that conversation, but primarily we're talking about men's football, men's basketball, right? There are other NIL sports that do well, but that's primarily what we're talking about. And what's interesting is that even in this competitively fair landscape that the NCAA was overseeing, the truth was that the top 1% of schools were getting the top, getting
it's still
90% of the good
just
talent.
behind closed doors,
right? So
the tax man doesn't.
So I actually agree with you to some degree that we will be able to develop players better because you could sign them maybe earlier. You get them committed, get them into your program even while they're in high school. But that's already been happening for the last 50 years.
I think it's happening. It's going to go down.
You think it's just going to go academy?
What? I mean,
but it already has. You know what?
Well, you gave me a beer on an empty stomach, so I'm just kind of,
So we have IMG Academy, which is a good example, and they literally are basically a front high school and middle school that just developed in Florida. But they now have like 5 of them. They have one in Chicago, one in LA. They're 20, 30 years old.
They just have basketball and football as their sports, or like what the fuck?
No. Like they produce basically nothing but D1 blue chip talent for football and basketball, and you just fuck around. You have to like study hall all the time. There's a bunch of high schools like this. Yeah. Anyway, this is an interesting conversation for a different reason, because the landmark ruling that just came down about qualifying these players as employees, which is so obvious if you just look at the NLRB standards, the National Labor Relations Board standards of what is an employee, the time restraints, the obligations.
Yeah, these kids should be on salary.
Right.
They should be on a lot of.
Now that has opened up and it's created some standardization for how these schools pay, 2 interesting things that are going to happen. And this is what I'm more fascinated about. Number one, despite the volatility and all the movement, number one, what's going to happen is the NCAA as an actual institution is going to dissolve. You heard it, like, mark my words, it's a matter of time. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but I believe that in the next 2 years, the NCAA will cease to
2 years
exist. Yes.
That's a hot take, baby. That's a hot take. You don't think they're going to lobby around for themselves?
They've already been, they've completely basically been castrated with this most recent federal ruling. What is naturally going to, and it's been going to for a while with all the conference restructuring, is they want to create, especially in college football, 4 conferences, 4 Power 5 conferences, 16 teams apiece, 2 8-team divisions. It's the obvious way to generate more money. You can make it a lot more regional rather than West Virginia playing
NFL
teams.
Junior, basically. Yeah.
And what it also does is, if you look at it, that's going to end up being 64 teams. And those 64 teams are pretty much, if you look at the.
What happens to all the other schools, though? Like, how do they?
They'll just essentially be relegated into a different division of football.
You know what would be fucking amazing is if they set it up like the European football league.
Well, we already have that, though.
Like, can you?
So we already have that right now.
Talk to me.
So we have what's called the which forever was the bowl division, right? And that's the top 125 schools in the country compete in the bowl division.
Okay.
And then you have that was called the BCS.
Yeah.
The bowl championship subdivision. Then you had the FCS, which was the football championship subdivision. That was all the schools that were D1 AA.
Okay.
Right? So your Appalachian States.
But you can play up into it over years. Like,
you could not relegate up or down. There were certain schools that would, in between seasons, try to apply. So JMU famously tried to make the jump up into the ACC during conference restructuring. It didn't end up working.
That's why that's what I'm talking about, though. Like, that seems to be.
But you can play schools like famously Appalachian State, Division I AA. They beat Michigan in the Big House in 2007.
Let's go.
Which was the greatest upset in college football history, where West Virginia's former coach Rich Rodriguez, as a rookie coach at Michigan, lost his opening day game to Appalachian State. Also the Mountaineers. Ooh, spooky.
Did he lose it? Was it
well,
himself?
Rich Rod's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, Then you also have Division II and Division III football. So there are these different.
Yeah, but the thing that I'm hopeful for is that there's more upward and downward mobility.
You just like the
You know what I mean?
European style
I
of
think that's an
rewarding
amazing way.
merit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
relegation.
Think I think it's such an awesome way to run a league.
I think we could see some U.S. sports leagues start to accept things like relegation, and it makes more sense at the college level where there's a huge wealth of teams that could go up and down. Like at the NFL level, you only have so many teams.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
But I think what's naturally going to happen.
I don't know though. Like I don't know, man. Because like in the NFL, we have so few teams. But sorry to cut you off here, but like we have so few teams. But I feel like if you talk to a ton of people out there, like that, there are a lot more people that could make teams than teams themselves. If they had budgets, training, if there was.
You want the devil's advocate response though?
Well, that's all you're here for, apparently. Yeah. You know,
I'm sorry.
You don't ever want to agree with
I'm
me,
sorry.
Steve.
I do want to agree with you.
Behind the cameras, I'm telling you, we're always on the same page.
I think
we get out here when the lights fire up.
I feel contentious with the microphone
Morgan out here.
No, I think a lot of people in the NFL would say, well, the NFL doesn't need a relegation format, or saying like, hey, the 4 worst teams from every division, they go into another little like
their own division.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be so good.
The reason people from the NFL would push back on that is because the NFL has the most parity of any league. On average, 4 teams that missed the playoffs the previous year make the playoffs. Also, on average, at least 2 divisions go first place to last place, meaning the last place the team in that division goes first place the next year. So the NFL has so much.
What you're telling me right now, Steve,
ebbs and flows.
You're telling me right now that the pie is big enough.
Okay.
And that's not the case. Any business owner.
Let's put a pin on just this one, one thing about the NCAA. So I think the NCAA is going to disband because what's naturally going to happen with all this conference realignment and with the power that is going to the schools is that the conference presidents who are actually cutting the broadcast deals for the teams.
These are like athletic directors in charge of the conferences. Like what's
they are a president elected by all the schools in the conference to lead their conference.
All right.
And legally bind them to contracts.
Okay. Yeah.
So these conference presidents are the most powerful people in college football and basketball.
The colleges give them. Okay. Yeah. So they're doing what then?
They are the ones that sign all the broadcast, merchandising deals, all of it, right? All the big sponsorship deal, Coca-Cola, fucking Ford, whatever. Those are the people with the true power. Those are the ones that have been driving realignment over the last decade. And those are the ones that have finally, they've been fighting NIL, but finally conceded to it. The deal that they struck over the last 6 months was a deal to literally cut the legs off of the NCAA and set the conferences up, especially the big ones. And the 2 major ones are the Big 10 and the SEC, right? Those are the 2 most powerful. Those 2 conferences are going to lead this realignment over the next couple of years and dissolution of it, if not just the NCAA's power over men's football and basketball, over it all.
What's going to happen to the tournament though for basketball?
I don't think anything will change with that because the basketball model is the best money-making tool in college sports that's ever been created. Look at college football. They've been trying to literally create
the final
a replica of that model for years, which is why a 64 teams, 4 conferences, 2 divisions of 8 teams per conference. You play everybody once. It's crazy. Obvious round.
It's going to be.
It's the obvious round
tournament. Man.
So
tough.
Football is going to be brutal.
Yeah.
And I think the next issue in football is really going to be medical care. It's one of the things that we're sleeping on right now is, yes, we're paying the players, but we're not, we've been abusing their bodies. I mean, lifelong, like major catastrophic medical issues.
Yeah. You get disability in the
you get coverage while you're in school.
That's what I'm saying.
But there's not a lot of like veteran coverage for somebody that blows out 3 knees in college and never plays in the NFL.
But if you join the Marines and you fuck up your knee, you get paid for the rest of your life.
See, I don't know if we'll ever get to that, but I do think that's a huge issue for the players as we get more to an employee-based model. Here's the more interesting thing with college football, and then we got to move on because I've been nerding out.
I was just thinking when I laughed like 5 minutes ago. It was I laughed so hard in the middle of you talking because I wanted to like, if we get to a point where we ever have a producer or somebody that can, I want them to have like a little like Led Zeppelin ramble on kind of like thing, just like
Should I give you the bell?
slide into the
Should I
corner.
give you the bell?
No. It'll be more for like after the fact, right?
We
And,
could
like,
have a bell.
post.
We'll leave a bell right here. And when one of us thinks that
Your time
ding
is
ding
up,
ding ding ding,
we're like saying,
I love it, dude. I think it's
yeah,
got
we should
potential.
definitely. It should be like mounted to the wall, and we just like it's like
I like
a little
it.
tip bell.
I like it. I think it's got potential.
Just a little.
That one right there.
Is that what that is?
It's right there.
I don't know,
That's
where am I?
silver
Oh,
bell.
No. I'm talking about we're in a bar, bro.
I
Like,
got
you get a good tip.
Oh,
or
like a
little-
gong.
No,
Okay.
not a gong, a fucking bell.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
What are you saying? A bell. A bell.
I got you
With a
now.
little rope on the bottom, like a bell.
I'm with you.
Like the Liberty Bell.
I
You know
got
what
it. I got
mean?
it. I got it. I'm gonna get.
You
I'm-
know what a bell is?
I think so. I'm gonna
Alright.
get us a bell.
Okay.
I'll get us a bell.
We're getting the fuck.
All right. Last thing on this point, then we're gonna move on to literally anything else. I want to talk about the NFL. You got me all distracted on college football. We were talking about the NFL and we were having a nice time. And then
I set the whole rant on for you.
So
I just was
this
like,
is-
watch this
all
guy
right.
go.
Here is the most interesting thing happening in college football. Private equity money is flooding into the sport.
Dude, I'm down with you.
It's fucking nuts. So
It's like, the world is crazy. Private equity, who these people are, they own everything.
so when NIL was legalized about 4 years ago,
Yeah.
schools started building trusts
Little
around,
war chest.
around the NIL.
Yeah.
The school could not directly give a
Yep.
student money, but if it was a sponsorship for name, image, likeness, they could. Now, this started to become regulated, but so what schools did,
So I'm like, I'm gonna sponsor the player to wear our uniform. You know what I mean?
kind of schools, they went out to their alumni base and they said, hey, rich alumni who have businesses, we need you to come together into this trust. Okay.
Mhm.
We're going to pool our money, right? And then the trust is going to, on behalf of the school and the player, help them negotiate these deals.
Did all the businesses have to put money in, or was there like a kickback?
A lot of it was
scenario?
like personal money, just because boosters love their college and love
Yeah.
football, that kind of
Yeah.
shit.
Okay.
And so all these NIL trusts started popping up all over the country. And it originally started with like an alumni who had a business, like Kevin Plank runs Nike, starts
He
the-
runs Under Armour.
oh yeah, I'm sorry. I meant
Don't
Phil
even-
Knight.
You don't
Excuse
even
me.
fucking say those.
I meant
words
Phil
in
Knight.
Baltimore.
Excuse me, Kevin. Phil Knight runs Nike, right?
Believe you.
He starts a
Disrespect.
trust at Oregon. He puts a bunch of money in and he just pays the players to wear Nike shit, right? That's an obvious one. So there's a lot of situations like that. But then in the deep South, where they love football more than fucking life itself, a few schools in the SEC came up with a bright idea, as they always do in the volatility of an unregulated market.
You know what?
Exactly.
Well, shit.
You know what y'all do, Cletus? If we're gonna bring in that top quarterback from West Texas, we're gonna have to do something drastic.
We're gonna have to take a loan out on the farm.
We're gonna have to get some of that Saudi Arabian money. I heard it's they're flush with cash out there.
They
I
got
didn't tell you
oil
about this?
money?
Oh, I didn't tell you about this. Oh yeah, my bad.
Like, a college took oil money.
So what's happening right now is private equity money is flooding into college football.
Yeah.
College and university trusts are going out and selling equity stakes in their
Yes.
football and
Okay.
basketball programs
Okay.
to private and venture capital. Some of these are your like BlackRock capital, big
bro.
players who absolutely are being funded by private individuals paying into that fund from places like Saudi Arabia.
Live football
Exactly.
coming in hot.
So the best example is Auburn. Auburn has sold 51%, the controlling equity stake of their football program, to private equity for $500 million.
They gave him. I thought. Look, now, this is crazy. This feels like acting.
I'm
you know
not-
what I
I'm
mean?
not
'Cause,
kidding, though.
that's
It's
what
the
I'm saying.
real
I'm like, hold up. I'm just hearing about this.
It's
now,
wild. It's fucking wild.
and in my head, the whole time, I was like, well, it's not really that big a deal unless they like give them the ability to make decisions. You know what I mean? Like in my how
So
when you own
that
51%, like what does that
that's a very gray period. So
even mean? Yeah.
some people,
We
some
could talk about this the whole fucking
some
time.
legal-
It's so
some legal scholars
Yeah.
are are speculating that this could get really messy because these now equity holders could start doing things like influencing scheduling, influencing broadcast deals, and they will. They absolutely will.
Yeah, you think that a company, a nation state, an anything
Is going to get in for that
influence
much cash and not want to play the game?
What about the ones where half a bill is not that much money, and they want to do that at multiple teams, and then you control the schedule to control the outcome? It's like it
almost sounds like Live Golf, like buy enough of the fucking market that they start their own league.
Exactly.
Yeah. It almost seems like very soon no one will need the NCAA because there will be a money and broadcast infrastructure.
I don't know.
Dude,
I mean, in Live Golf, they definitely stumbled for a few years in the majors.
But here's the difference.
Now they're only starting to compete.
Here's the very big difference with Live and PGA, right? The PGA was the only pro golf entity, and Live tried to supplant viewership a lot like the USFL versus the NFL, right? Like, oh, we're going to make another professional league. The difference is college football is already healthy. Yeah. You don't have to convince people of this secondary thing. Yeah. All they're trying to do
17 games of the week. Correct. Somebody's watching.
Correct. And people are actually more obsessed with college football. Those fans are because they went to school there. They live there. A lot of these are rural areas that don't have pro teams. So the fandom is very visceral. Anyway, what's interesting with this private equity money is it's flooding into certain schools. And now what's happening is schools are bundling. So Louisville.
Fund on save.
Louisville is in this really interesting situation where they're going to try to bundle their football program and their basketball program. And it's going to
like to the same trust. Like they're
no, not to a trust, to the same private equity group.
Okay.
Right.
So they'll give them a stake in both.
Yeah, a stake in both, and hopefully, and they're looking
for your buck.
And the idea is, you make us flush with cash. We build out better facilities. We get super aggressive in the NIL paying of player games, so we can get
for all the athletes.
we get the best players, right? Because you give us the cash to get the best players. Now that we can pay them, and then you get to profit off of this thing that generates. I mean, Alabama, their revenue for football is like $140 million a year. A year.
I thought it was higher.
And that's not even years where you're talking. I'm just talking about like stadium tickets, concession sales.
I was talking about the whole GDP of the football.
No, man. I mean, I'm sure it's far beyond that. Merchandising and other shit. I'm sure it's far beyond that. But it's fascinating that now packaging is happening, because take a school like West Virginia, my alma mater, right? We have a very storied tradition in sports. We've competed at the highest level of Division I in men's football and basketball forever, but we are not what's seen as a blue blood. We do not have a championship in either sport. We currently have
that's because of Cole.
We currently have the most wins of any college basketball team or football team in the history of the sport without a championship. That's true.
It's
true.
That is so funny that you went there.
We're
that is such a Steve Haley thing to happen to your alma mater.
We're very talented. We're very talented, but we never are able to break through. Now, hold on. Teams like West Virginia, schools like West Virginia, they have a huge student population. We have a lot of very wealthy alumni, and you have to sit there and think during the NIL period the last 4 years, while our teams have really struggled. Why aren't we competing? Why can't we be one of the teams that rises into this like top 60 or 64 and plays major college football or basketball for the next 10 years?
What is it, Steve? What do you think it is?
Some of it is just money, right? Some of it is just money. Some of it is pedigree. We scrap and claw for kind of guys that are on the mid to lower level that we can develop rather than getting we rarely get the absolute top talent.
You're the Cleveland Browns of college football, you know?
Yeah.
Get a little crazy with it.
But the one way we could get the top talent is we could package football and basketball.
Okay.
And we could go to a private equity group and try to get not top of the line money, but we could get $350 million in for equity stakes. And
all you really need to do is make a run at that point so you can generate a little buzz.
Correct.
If I was a player going to West Virginia,
now you're getting it, dude.
I would want equity in like the coal mine. Like I would want equity in West Virginia. I'd be like, don't pay me in money, pay me in
the poorest state in the
points.
country, huh?
Pay me in real estate. The poorest state in the country until climate change takes away the coast.
Yeah.
It's a long play. It's
Wow.
a 1,000-year play.
Anyway,
generational wealth, Steve.
It's fascinating what's
Someone
happening.
had to lighten this thing up.
It's-
Jesus Christ.
By
Jesus
by
Christ.
talking about the Eastern Seaboard
My
being
God.
flooded out, that's how you were gonna lighten it up.
No, bro. Get a boat, bro. It's gonna be a great
Oh
time.
my god. Oh my god. All right. Let's put the toothpaste back in the tube for just a
I
second.
don't even know how one would do that. I feel like 20 minutes down the line of NIL stuff, I feel like we're about to make it the whole day.
No, I don't want to do that.
So we want to talk about football though.
Yeah, we do.
Because that's clear. You're very excited about football in general. College
I'm
football
excited
is
about
coming
football.
back. You're way more of a college fan than I'll ever be.
Yeah, we got a big one to start the
I
year this
basically
year.
checked out of college the entire time. I was like 4 years in the Marines. By the time I got to college, I was ready for a break.
Fair
You
enough.
know what I mean?
We open up with Pitt in Morgantown, which is our bitter
Is
arch
that-
rival.
is
Eat
that
shit, Pitt.
big?
Eat shit, Pitt.
Eat shit, Pitt.
The backyard brawl.
Well,
Well, 40 minutes away.
Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I hate them fucking too.
There you
Fuck
go.
that
See,
school.
I knew you could get
yeah.
behind it.
I saw one kid. I went to a work trip in San Francisco. I saw one kid with like a Steelers shirt on, and I was like, and I just turned and walked
Yeah.
away. I don't even introduce myself.
Just that's yeah,
It's too close to football season.
yeah, for
Straight
sure,
up.
for sure.
Straight up.
How are you feeling about your boys? How are you feeling about the purple?
It's hard to get too excited because everyone's so excited.
We're in the
terms of
hope.
like how
We're in
you
hope
notice
season.
it around the
We're
league.
in
Like,
hope
everybody's like, we're gonna be so good this year. We got
Yeah.
all these top players. And I'm just sitting here like every team has a local bit of influencers doing the same shit. Everybody's a homer right now. Everyone thinks we're gonna win
Yeah.
a million games. I think much like every year, we're gonna be competitive. We've got a good team. We're making good signings in the off season. We said goodbye to some people that I think we should have said goodbye to for
Jair Alexander too. It's a big signing.
Yeah, man. No, I didn't even want to say any names. I didn't want to say any
Okay.
names. I don't want to talk about it like that. Like I really think that people just get so gassed up over this time of year. Like everyone goes in super high hopes. I'm personally just excited to watch.
Must be
football.
nice. Must be nice to actually have a season where you
Well,
play
everyone's
compet-
excited about y'all too, but you've talked a lot, so we can't even mention the.
No,
Bears.
I'm
We
not.
gotta be like,
I'm
we gotta
not.
be like, hey,
I'm not. I'm gonna say one thing, but I'm not. I'm
Say-
not.
I know.
I'm gonna say one
I
thing.
know you're a huge. I know you're a huge.
But
Bears fan.
it really.
I
Does.
have one question to you about the Bears that I want to lead this off.
Okay.
Okay. First question.
I wanted. I
my
do.
only
I promise
question-
it'll be playful. The
My
direction I
only
want
question. It's going to be playful. Don't worry about that. My only question about the Bears is what color do you think Caleb paints his fingernails for the first game?
The first game.
Yeah. You think he's team colors or you think he's like something crazy? Be honest.
I don't know. He'll probably. I don't know. Probably do something fierce, man. It'll probably be like. It'll be like navy and orange stripes.
Oh shit.
Like torn tiger.
maybe he'll
claws.
go like
know?
each nail is a different pattern.
That
but
would
it's
be cool.
always orange and blue.
That would be cool.
That would be chill.
That
I
would be
fuck
cool.
With that. I
He-
would fuck with that. He would look like a Christmas gift. He would be like gift wrapped.
All I know
the
is
city of
that whatever
Chicago.
he paints that's what I'm going to paint mine for the opening game for sure.
I love that.
I am definitely going nail polish this year every Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you going to take it off every Monday?
No,
I feel
probably
like
not.
That could be.
Probably not.
Yeah. Well, that'll play well. in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
full-time
We'll,
job.
we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
What if I just start excelling? What if I go by the end of the year? I'm just in a major C-suite leadership
Boss
role.
doesn't notice. Boss doesn't notice at all.
No.
Until,
It's the reason. It's
90
the
days
reason.
in, he's like, "Hey man, what's up with your nails?" You're like, "I'm on a fucking streak, dude. You see what's happening." And he's just like,
They make it a
Alright.
company-wide mandate. They say, "All right, here's the deal. If you
Everybody-
want to work
"I don't
here,
care if it's orange and blue, but your nails
you
need
gotta
to be
paint your
painted."
nails." Yeah,
People are taking off their shoes. Like, I didn't paint my fingernails, but look at my
I
feet.
painted my
you know?
toes. Yeah.
I'll paint my toes. I'll paint my toes for you.
Look, man.
know?
This
can't
is
do it.
where everybody goes. It's so sad that the low-hanging fruit here in Baltimore, in particular, is to talk about my guy painting his nails.
That's not low hanging
He's
fruit.
20
You
years old.
Clearly, want to talk about the Chicago Bears and how excited you are. And I was like, "Look,
I
man,
actually wasn't going to talk about that. I told
you're
you I'd
so-
be
I
playful.
can see.
Do you wanna
how
know what I wanna
excited
talk
you
about?
are. I can see how excited.
No,
you
I mean
are.
I am.
It's fucking
But dude-
perfusing out of your body.
Profusing.
Whatever is that?
Protruding?
Is that a word?
I don't know.
Protruding?
I don't
No,
know.
you did say you're rock hard.
I am right now because of football season. And look, it's because, dude, when you're a Bears fan and your team is never good, you only have the hope of the offseason.
This is the best month.
This is the best. This is the best.
This is the best month of your football year.
I convinced myself how good it's gonna go.
Oh shit, dude.
Of course,
Terrible.
of course, people like
so bad
of course,
for
people
you.
like you are realistic because you actually get to be happy on
I'm
Sunday.
over here like it's a long season, man.
You get to
some
win.
games. We're
You
gonna
get to
lose some
win.
games. All in all, we'll probably be in the playoffs.
If I was a Ravens fan, all I'd be thinking about is none of this matters because the only thing that matters is beating Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship
That's it.
game.
That's
There's
the only
literally
thing that
nothing
matters.
else. There's
the only
nothing
thing
else.
that matters.
For me, it's not losing
You know what
10 in a row.
You know what
for
I
the
hope
third
for?
season straight. Okay?
I hope for in August. I hope for a warm January and warm February. That's
Okay.
what I hope for.
Yeah, I'm sure you
in
do.
August. I'm like,
sure you
man,
do.
I'm hoping we get a nice.
It's because your boys from
mild
South
winter.
Florida.
You know, honestly, I'll give him credit where credit's due. I watched the interview with Lamar, and he was like, "It's my first game in the snow in my life." Like, there's not
Also,
many.
he threw the winning touchdown and it got dropped. So that's
Well, he was also saying that for a lot of people,
fair.
which
Can we
I give him a little props
Can
for
we
just owning it a little bit.
can we
you
talk
know?
about something more fun?
Is there anything more
There is
fun
more
than the
fun.
Ravens crushing it?
It actually intersects between your Raven fandom and my Bears fandom.
You know, I like intersecting.
I know you do.
It is one of my
It's like a
favorite things to
scissoring
do.
of NFL
One of my
content.
favorite things to do.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my God, I hate him.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
I hate him.
I know. And by the
they
way,
just signed
can I
somebody.
just
too.
tell
Did you see who they brought up?
yeah, they got Jonnu Smith from and
They
Jalen
got, Jalen
Ramsey
Ramsey. Yeah,
and
yeah.
Jonnu Smith is probably the more important signing there.
Right.
Just because he's such a dynamic offensive tight end as a
Yeah.
weapon, and their other guy Freiermuth is not really, or is it Freiermuth? I can't remember.
On the Steelers? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Anyway, the reason I bring this up is let me just tell you how much of a treat you're in for as a Ravens fan.
Oh, he's gonna shit the bed so hard, bro.
Aaron Rodgers is so much fun
He's
to hate.
washed over.
He's no, but put the gameplay aside. He is so much fun to hate. Take it from a Bears fan. I fucking hate this guy.
I love this.
I've hated him for
spirituality.
15 years.
I was just,
I despise everything about him. I switched from State Farm to Travelers because of how much I fucking don't like this guy. I'm paying more every month.
Is that just because he
I'm
like
paying-
roughed y'all up or like what? Like,
No, it's not about that. I don't like. I mean, yeah, that
You don't
didn't
like his
help. That
attitude?
didn't help that he like ate our lunch for a fucking decade and a
Your
half.
team was real bad.
But it's his just general demeanor.
I feel like over the past few years, he's gotten to this point where it's like mentally he feels like he's past football, but he still plays football.
No. He thinks that he's the smartest person in every room that he's in. He reminds me of a roommate I used to have, and it was just so tiring and exhausting when you're always.
I've done a lot of work on myself, Steve. What the fuck?
I was trying to be
A
subtle.
lot of work.
I was trying to be subtle.
Like he even called it a roommate. He was like, I know what you were talking about, man.
No,
I
he
know what you
thinks
were
he's
talking
the smartest guy in the room. He thinks that he's figured out everything. And
Well, look, man, a few trips down ayahuasca lane, like, and you might figure everything out.
that and the
It's
head
more of
injuries.
bringing it back to the real world. I don't think that, like,
I don't think he's been
Well,
on
yeah,
the real world
bro,
in a long time.
I feel like no. See, this is because I ascribe to a lot of that side of what he's done. I don't think being a mindful person is good for football, right? Like
Wow.
you know what I mean?
It's a lot. There's a lot to
Well,
unpack.
I
there.
mean it in the sense of like not mindful like you don't think, mindful in the sense of like him trying to be placid and serene and always calm and like
And rationalize
there's-
all that.
there's a place for that, and but really that place is like get your mind to forget the last play. But you're
Right.
in football is like a warrior sport.
There's
It's a
brutality.
violent
You need
sport,
to have
right?
brutality.
And like you need to have that edge that is like I'm going into war, not like I just came off
It does.
a life-changing experience in the offseason.
It
Like,
does feel like from the moment that Achilles got torn the first game with the Jets, he's been half-assing it since then.
yeah, he's
But-
in it for the fucking paycheck.
but-
Shout
but
out
we're
to
doing-
Derek Carr for not doing it for
Hell
the
yeah.
paycheck.
Hell yeah. We're doing this wrong. We need to rejoice in a couple things.
That the Ravens are gonna. Oh man, how many sacks do you think?
Guess
You
what division? Guess what division the Bears non-conference schedule is this year? The AFC North.
Oh my God!
We play
And
Baltimore.
you get to
We play the Ravens in Baltimore on Halloween weekend.
You know what?
I'm going to the game.
You already got tickets?
I'm going to the game
What
with
the
Bob.
fuck?
With Bob, you should come with us.
Bob Fat Stacks?
Bob Fat Stacks
Is
and
there
I.
a seat next to you?
We can do it. We
Oh
can
my
make it
God,
happen. Let's
set
let's
this
make it
up.
happen.
Let's go.
Bears Ravens in
I'm
Baltimore.
gonna fucking headbutt somebody.
Check this out.
Let's go.
Bears Steelers in Chicago. Thanksgiving Thursday,
Oh
dude.
my God.
If you, and by the way, you play the Steelers well before. So if you don't kill Aaron Rodgers, we're gonna end his career on Thanksgiving Day.
I don't, man.
Grady Jarrett is going to put the top of his head through Aaron Rodgers' sternum.
I just want to get him
And
right,
bust it into a
one
million
right on
pieces.
the hip, like one right, just a shoulder pad of Kyle Hamilton. Just
Yeah.
pow.
I want to lacerate his spleen.
Kyle Hamilton's so tall and lanky, he will dive right through Aaron
Please,
Rodgers. Cut him in half. Like,
you know me, I talk a lot of shit, but I do ancillary. I do kind of.
We got to dumb this
I
language.
do
down
kind
if
of
we
root
don't
for the
know.
Ravens. I kind of root for the
Well, you
Ravens.
can't be here and not.
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's
kinda
just.
gotta, like,
But
it's a homer.
But the few times where they play my Chicago Bears, I do root for the Bears, and it'll be fun.
Mm.
But we both get to go up your hated Steelers, my hated Aaron Rodgers, and it is just going to be.
We're gonna mop.
It's going to be a beautiful thing.
They're not.
It's going to be beautiful.
I mean, look, this isn't everything I've heard people say, like the people that are smart about sports, because I'm not that person at all. Everything that I've heard people say is they're not going to be that good this year. Like, I don't know.
Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season, and now Mike Tomlin has Aaron Rodgers. That being said, I don't think
I don't know that, like, all right, so for all sports streaks, just because he never has, honestly, it's more of a reason that he's about to than that he's not going to at all, right?
Yeah.
I think some of that's a function of the Browns being so bad. Whatever. I don't need to, like, hash
The
that out.
Browns.
Well,
The Jets?
No, Mike Tomlin never had
Oh,
a
yeah,
season.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, okay, sorry.
There's
I
been really
thought you were-
good teams.
I thought you were making the point about Aaron actually trending back up, but
Oh, he's not trending back up, dude. He's trending towards the CTE is what he's trending toward. I hope not.
oh yeah, me either.
But
for sure, definitely. I hope he gets hit by a bus.
good thing it was his Achilles.
Yeah.
Because if it was a concussion that put him out, like, he shouldn't be coming back.
All right. I can't.
That got so dark.
You have
so fast.
I hate him. He's brought me so much misery in
That's
my life.
like, it's like you ever went out drinking and then you got into a fight and you actually just, like, one hitter quittered somebody and you walked away like, I'm too sober for that. I shouldn't have done that. But he was standing there.
I don't regret anything I've said. I regret nothing, and I apologize to no one. I fucking hate that guy. Anyway, he's a terrible person. He's a bad person. He is.
Love that.
Let's wind down here. I want to share. I know we've been trying to kind of find more of an organic style for you and I with this, and I thought that I should bring something interesting. You're a guy that really likes the mental side of sports and everything that goes into meditation. And I wanted to share with you something that seems almost like mystical that happened recently.
To you?
Well, no, in sports. And I didn't know if you had like a take on it or a thought on it. So, the NBA finals just wrapped. Right?
Quick pause. Listening to Freddie Gibbs' album from last year.
Yeah.
Came out 2024. And I just hadn't found it.
Yeah.
Yet. Love Freddie Gibbs. He had a line in there. It was like, I'm underrated like Jalen Brunson. I don't remember the rest.
Yeah, there you go. Dundalk's very own.
I was literally in my fucking.
That's a callback.
Dundalk's very own.
Jalen Brunson.
Baby. Hell yeah. I was in my work office just like, oh, hot fire.
See, this show does inform and teach from time to time.
Anyway, okay. Mystical shit.
No, it's a crazy thing happened. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they won their first NBA championship this year. They beat the Indiana Pacers in 7 games. But the interesting thing was, the Indiana Pacers' very best player, Tyrese Halliburton, he tore his Achilles in Game 7, right at the beginning. Some people have said that the calf strain started on the pickleball court.
He stays warm at halftime by playing pickleball.
This is what we warned. We warned you guys. We warned you. So Tyrese tore his Achilles, and obviously then Game 7 didn't go how Indiana wanted. But what was interesting is that, for years in the NBA, a Achilles injury was an old man's injury. It would happen
like
to
they
guys.
had one, and it was like, time to
Well, it would
retire.
happen to guys. Yeah, pretty much it would happen to guys in their 10th, 12th, 15th
Yeah,
year,
yeah.
right? But it's not a young man's injury,
He's young though, right?
right? Tyrese is only 3 years into his career. And there was a crazy spike, an abnormal spike in Achilles injuries throughout the NBA this season.
Year?
Yes.
Do you have a theory on why?
So I do. I think it's just AAU basketball and so many, kind of what you were talking about.
Different theory, but go
Full
ahead.
circle, kind of what you were talking about with the NCAA creating, junior leagues like soccer development programs.
Yeah.
I mean, AAU basketball has turned into a thing where kids at the age of 10 to 15 are playing 20 games a week.
Careers starting earlier.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pitcher throwing too many hard pitches in high school, right? And then
Yeah,
getting
no, I
Tommy
get
John
that.
in college. It was
Okay.
the same trend that happened in baseball 10 or 15 years ago.
I also saw over the past few years just another.
Yeah, what's your
reason.
theory?
Well, it's just like oftentimes in life, a lot of things can culminate, right? I know that in the past couple of years, there was preliminary evidence that also like a lot of players started wearing, they went away from like high tops and they went to lower shoes because there was like evidence. I want to say it was around like high ankle sprains or something like that.
Yeah.
Like there was like medical based evidence, but you may be seeing some after effects of like that overuse leading to an injury that wasn't studied at all.
Where the ankle isn't supported as
now
much
that it's
by
more
lower.
free,
Interesting.
it can move more and
That's
you have more
fascinating.
lateral, but you will get some overuse injuries maybe because there's not that support anymore. I don't know.
That's
Just
actually
my
a fascinating theory, and it kind of goes to why all of these Achilles are happening.
The Mystics.
Well,
The
we're
Washington
getting to that in
Mystics.
just a second. These Achilles are always being led the same way. A guy has a calf strain.
Yeah.
He tries to rehab it and then eventually play through it. He plays through it too quickly. He tears the Achilles because the body's overcompensating.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
In these playoffs alone, there were 3 Achilles tears, all to future like star Hall of Fame players.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton in Game 7 of the finals. Okay, after he had literally willed them to a Game 7 against the Thunder,
Body couldn't take it.
You had Jason Tatum for the Boston Celtics, last year's champion and last year's MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He tears his Achilles in like the divisional round against the Knicks, against Jalen Brunson and the Knicks. And then in the very first round, you have from Milwaukee. Why can't I think of his name?
Giannis?
No. Oh my God. God damn it. What is his name? Oh my Christ. All right.
Just hit the phone, bro. Just, you know what?
Anyway.
We'll dead air it for a minute while you research stuff.
Let me get it right.
Look,
and I'm going to chop it together. I'll chop it together.
You don't need to chop shit together.
Why can't I think of his name right now?
People living in the real world.
Oh,
Why do you go to ESPN app and not Google? It's all you need to Google is Bucks Achilles, and you're over here looking at rosters. And this is why I'm in operations. And you're in That's all I gotta say.
His name is God. I'm gonna be so embarrassed.
I hope I. Man.
Damian Lillard. Anyway, God damn it.
That one, huh?
God damn it. My brain just couldn't synapse the fire.
Yeah. At least
fire the synapses.
The excuse for me.
Anyway, Damian Lillard also tore his Achilles first round against Indiana.
Okay.
Guess what? All 3 of them
full moon
are the number 0.
No shit. Really? That's exciting.
Isn't that kind of freaky?
It's a little freaky.
They're all the number 0. They're
mean,
all like the best player on their team, maybe, or close
could be
to
a
it.
Coincidence.
I mean, it is a coincidence, but it's kind of spooky.
Is it? I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's about as much of a coincidence as the like plane seat that's like G11 being the safest seat on all of these fucking planes that are falling out of the sky.
Well, I feel like the safest seat's ahead of the engines.
No, like they've determined it.
Is G ahead of the engines?
I've
always thought about this.
No, this is like a thing. Multiple planes have gone down, and G11
I
are like
think about it on every single flight. Like where? Mostly like, what am I gonna do in scenarios if anything happens? Like,
I'm not gonna die
I
with
rode
my
on some
podcast.
shitty
dude.
planes,
What
bro.
are you
I rode on some shitty planes in my life, man. I had to like figure it out. I have a theory that if you sit in front of the engines, you're less likely to die because if anything explodes, you know what I mean? Like at the last minute when you hit the ground. The craziest place on a plane. No. This is fucking well thought out. The craziest place, the most dangerous time to be in a plane is obviously at takeoff and landing. Right? Does that not make sense to you? It's when all the planes converge. It's when your plane's moving the slowest.
Generally,
it's when
yes.
a crossbreeze can fuck you.
Yes.
So landing and taking off.
True.
Up in the air, not that big a deal. Turbulence. Look, man, I've rode
What about
through
mountains?
like as long as you don't fly the fuck into them, Steve, you're gonna be fine. Just go right over.
What about towers?
Let that updraft. Hopefully at 30,000 feet. I don't know of any world tower that's that tall. Like, I don't know. It sounds like a tower is something you can hit when you're getting up to altitude.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
That
so
only
pickup,
that only strengthens
the takeoff
my argument.
and the landing.
Takeoff and landing. So if you ever notice on a breezy day when you land on a plane, that bitch can like hit the ground, like skirt sideways a little bit. It gets a little loose there at 400 miles an hour. So my thought has always been, if it gets a little loose and something happens, well, the engine is most likely going to explode.
Yeah.
It's gas in the engine. And if I'm in front of said engine, as opposed to in the back or like next to it, I'm probably in a better position to survive. This has been probably the darkest episode we've ever recorded. But now at least you have a reason to hit the ramble on bell. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say. It is the safest place for you.
How did we go from Achilles tears to plane crashes? I don't know.
You said it was the fucking universe. You were like, maybe you got to take.
There is something weird, man.
Look,
they're all
000 to me sounds like the end of some shit. You know what I mean? Things coming full circle. Maybe it's the end of low tops.
Let's land this plane. Okay, safely. All right.
Hell yeah.
Guys, it's been a ton of fun. Thank you for listening along. Thank you for supporting us. If you want some longer form content, we put everything up on the Substack. It's a great place that you can hang out, interact with everything that we're doing. You can watch us on YouTube. Just type in Brotosynthesis on the Hotlines Sports Network. And we are also on all of your wonderful podcast platforms, Apple Pod, Google Pod, Spotify, so on and so forth.
Pods.
Charm in every conversation, growth in every idea. Until next time, we keep on synthesizing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we landed the plane. I think we did.
We landed the plane.